a quick live, I mean a quick live. Let's get into what's going on, okay? You gotta watch the play. Diddy wanted Cassie to only want him. So what is that gonna do? Let's be very clear. It's gonna make Cassie crave Diddy because if she craves another man, he will get upset. Okay? He'll get upset if she wants to date somebody else. He'll put fear in her if she is dating somebody else. You gotta watch the play. So, remember how I told y'all Cassie's gonna get on that stand and tell the truth. Yes, she is. She's gonna get on that stand and tell the truth because she has to. She know they have stuff that they're gonna cross-examine her with. So Diddy's gonna make sure Cassie is to want him and only him. You want somebody else, you sneak and be with somebody else. I'm gonna find out and I'm gonna put fear in you and I'm gonna put fear in them. Watch the play. Cassie fell for it. So, what did you notice in regards to the messages? I want you. I miss you. She was talking about FOs because he wanted Cassie to crave him. You can't have no connection with nobody else. You can't see nobody else. You can't be with nobody else. Let me get through my disclaimer. You know me, I always got to do my disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. Diddy wanted to make sure Cassie was craving him and only him. That's why you saw the messages that you saw. Miss you, want to see you. What can we do to spend time together? Because he put fear in Cassie. If you want somebody else and I find out, it's going to be a problem. He kept her busy with music. He kept her busy with the FOs. Did y'all catch that? And see, in court, when they cross examine, they need to make sure when they cross examine Cassie, they need to be very clear. So, Cassie, you literally could only be really with Diddy, right? You couldn't, you dated other people. You snuck and you dated other people, but he didn't want you to sneak and date other people, right? Correct. He would put fear in you, correct. He would make you feel that he's the only one that can give you and fulfill your needs, correct. Do y'all catch that? If they're not going to address that, and then this is another thing that somebody addressed. Remember how Cassie had a procedure done? He did not let her heal. Y'all, when you have a procedure done, there's swelling. It takes time for the swelling to even go down. He didn't even let her heal properly. Why not let the swelling heal and go down? Because your body is an amazing thing. Even during pain for her, he made her have that taken out, right? Now, if y'all are very familiar, when Cassie allegedly, a judge's jury is going to have to decide if there's any wrongdoing. He's innocent or proven guilty. Go back and think. Have they mentioned her surgery? Because allegedly, the guy that did Cassie's surgery is no longer with us. Did y'all know that? Diddy made her have breasts done, had them removed. Did you know the guy that did the surgery is allegedly no longer with us, baby? He didn't even really allow the alleged swelling to go down and see if he was going to like him in a month or two. Allegedly, she had to have them removed. So during even pain, I'm getting this done for you, me, whatever, however they felt that they were getting the breast done. He didn't allow her to heal or the swelling to go down. I'm going to put you in more pain. Okay, you guys are just now coming in. Diddy wanted Cassie to only want him. You are to crave me. You are to want me. You are to want me and only me. What happened, like I said, what happened if Cassie dated outside of Diddy? He would put fear in her and others. What happened in regards to Kid Cudi? What happened? Diddy said, I'm not going to be even in town. Kid Cudi and Cassie sat with Diddy. What are we going to do about my car? Kid Cudi said, allegedly, right? Diddy said, what car? And then they made it very clear that Diddy didn't like Cassie to date somebody that could possibly be bigger than him, more successful than him. And see, it's grossing me out when I hear guys say this and that and look at how and da 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 da. They both were problematic. They both were problematic. But he controlled the money, the situations. And see, this is what we're also hearing. Catch catch this play, watch this tea. Did y'all catch when Cassie was saying, "Oh, I want to spend time with you"? He said, "Well, this person is available. Do you want to meet up?" And then he got into town and saying, "Papa's in town. Where you at?" He kept her busy with the music and he kept her busy with the FOs. Why not let her date somebody else? Y'all not people are not paying attention. People are saying, why did she would leave and come back, leaving, and then he would have people go find Cassie. We saw what happened when she left. That's why they presented the video. When Cassie was trying to leave, what did he do? He grabbed her and pulled her back. Allegedly, there was a person in the room that was doing the FOs. Remember how her body would not heal from the FOs? Remember that? They were both on substances. And so they're in the court, they're saying, yes, they both were on substances. And now they're saying, well, what would happen if he wasn't on that? He would become angry, frustrated. So they're trying to make it seem like the substances made him be who he is. What? Diddy wanted to be with Kim. Diddy wanted to be with Cassie. Diddy wanted to be with Gina and whoever else. Did you see how the switch up changed in regards to how him and Young Miami dated? The shopping sprees alleged, the money alleged. There was a difference. I don't know if there was a difference because Young Miami might have been a little different than Cassie, or Young Miami wasn't gonna put up with a lot that Cassie put up with. And see, this is the other thing. Diddy didn't want Cassie taking other stuff and substances from anybody else because he didn't want it to be have something in it where it could take her out. Now, did y'all know it's being alleged, y'all, that she had over deed. And it's being alleged that he over deed. I'm surprised they're both still here. You guys have to realize this case just isn't about Cassie. Other people are going to testify. Other people are going to be witnesses too. And this is the other thing. People had to be very careful what they said about this man in the industry. People had to be very careful what they said about this man in the industry. People were fearful. He was controlling. He had a lot of assistants in the industry. Hollywood. Aubrey O'Day is about the only one that spoke her mind from beginning to end. Aubrey was not fearful of speaking her mind. Now it's being alleged. Good morning, everyone. Just doing a quick live. I'm just doing a quick live. The control, watch the play. Many people were fearful of speaking their mind and telling how they felt. Aubrey O'Day is one of the ones that spoke her mind and always pretty much talked about what she felt. Oh, pretty much always. Now it's being alleged. Good morning, everyone. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I just had this on my spirit and I just had to tell y'all what was going on in my head. Watch the play. Do y'all realize during the cross examine how they treated Cassie? Cassie's been pretty much open and honest. I liked him. I wanted to spend time with him. I wanted this. He wanted her. Diddy wanted Cassie to crave him and only him and date him and only him. Because what would happen when she would try and date Kid Cudi? What happened to his car? Allegedly. Allegedly. What happened to Kid Cudi's car? And she broke up with Kid Cudi. Welcome, welcome. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Good morning, Nashville. Good morning, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys. We're almost at 36K. So thank you for subscribing and thank you for turning on your notifications. That's why you guys are coming in fast because you're turning on your notifications. So don't forget, as they have people testify, as they have people speak, you're going to see during the cross examine, it's going to make it seem as if, see, he had handlers. He had handlers, so he was very particular in what he said, what he did, and how he did it. He wanted Cassie to crave him. Do you remember the situation when there was a young Miami and Gina? The things that were said, the things that was done. I'm wondering how parallel RIP to Kim Porter. I'll say that, I'll say that, I'll say that. RIP to Kim Porter. Kim Porter seemed so loving, so kind, and the model industry respected her. Do you understand? So these women were controlled by a man that put fear, not just only in women, he put fear in almost everybody around, near, and in business. We saw how it was on different TV shows. If he wanted to look you down, did y'all realize some of the reporters are saying he's staring people down, looking at people, giving hearts to the children? He controls with his eyes as well. He controls with his eyes as well. This man has been able to do XYZ for years. Nobody really spoke about it. Why do y'all think that a lot of people are putting out the lawsuits now that he's in jail? They were fearful of putting it out while he wasn't in jail, y'all. They were fearful of putting out the lawsuits while he wasn't in jail. Now that he's in jail, why do you see an abundance of lawsuits coming out? Why do you think some of these people were scared to go to the police? Because allegedly he had help with the popos. Alleged. And like I said, he's innocent to proving guilty in a court of law. A judge and jury's going to have to decide. I'm only giving my opinion. Men can think what they want to think. Women can think what they want to think. Some women are on Cassie's side. Some people are on Diddy's side. But you got to watch the play when you listen to YouTubers, men, how they speak about Cassie, women, how they speak about Cassie. Some of these men are very similar to Diddy. They're controlling in their relationships. Women are supposed to do XYZ. Women are supposed to conform to what that man wants. He controlled her career. She was dating somebody else. And now they're trying to make her look like a whole O. Okay? I got to be careful what I say. Cassie was dating Ryan Leslie. They were together, what, 3-4 years, right? Then Cassie started dating Diddy, but Diddy didn't want to be exclusive with Cassie. Ryan Leslie wanted to be exclusive with Cassie, but Diddy didn't want to be exclusive with Cassie. Diddy was still with Kim. R.I.P. to Kim Porter. Control, control, control. R.I.P. to Kim Porter. Diddy was in different relationships in Cassie's face, and it made her upset. It made her feel a way. You can date others, but I can't. And you're going to put fear in me. So what does that have Cassie do? She would crave a situationship because that's what he wanted. You guys, be very cautious. Watch the play. I see everybody starting to say my saying. Watch the play. When people are testifying, how he's starting to panic, but then there's the cross-examine. Because they're going to try and make everybody on the cross-examine look cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You wanted it. You wanted a career. You wanted to be near him, by him. You wanted, more money for you and your family. That's okay. You don't have to agree with me. This case just isn't about Cassie. This case is in regards to what they're charging him with. And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't see it. I don't understand the charges. It's just not about Cassie. There's other people that's going to speak, testify, and have their opinion. You don't have to agree. Over here, everybody has a right to speak. I've been watching this. You got to realize my page had 3,000 subscribers. We're at 35K. I see things different because I'm not stupid. I'm educated and I think out the box. Cassie had an issue with substances. Diddy had an issue with substances. There are people that are out there that are very controlling in a situation. And dating, in your career, there's a lot that transpire. Look at the women he dated, and he would get mad if they dated somebody else. Why would he not be okay if they dated somebody else? Why would he not be okay if they dated somebody else? No. He wanted those girls, those women to himself because guess what? Women and men have pillow talk at night. So you're not about to lay up with another man telling my business. You're not about to tell my business to another man. You're going to be with me and only me. And he could date others, right? He gave a little bit more respect, RIP to Kim Porter. He gave a little bit more respect to Kim Porter, it seems. But we don't know. Very controlling. Very controlling. We're seeing it in the courtroom, y'all. I'm not dumb. I'm watching the testimonies. People, and this is the other thing I'm going to tell y'all. People have to be very careful what they say on that stand because they don't know what messages they have. They don't know which videos they have. Diddy's team knows, and sometimes the attorneys are going to know. But these people that's on that stand, you got to be open and honest because they're going to try and catch you up in a lie. They're going to try and trip you up in a lie. They're going to try and make it seem like you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You wanted to work with him, get money with him. Now, catch this tea, watch this tea. Dawn had a lawsuit against Diddy, right? Now, we don't know if Dawn was paid off. We don't know. We have no idea. Would Diddy agree with Dawn? Dawn is allegedly supposed to take the stand after Cassie. This is the other thing. Let me catch y'all up. The courts is ready to be done with Cassie. Cassie's pregnant, big pregnant. But then Diddy's team is like, y'all not going to rush us. We're going to cross-examine, bring stuff in. We're going to continue to want to cross-examine. Now, the judge is allegedly saying, we told her she would be done by Friday. They're saying, you're not going to rush me. We're going to get through every question, every answer. We're going to bring examples. We're going to bring evidence. We don't want to feel rushed. So y'all got to watch that play too. Y'all got to watch that play. So then the judge is allegedly saying, medically, we have to be careful because she is pregnant. Do you think Cassie want to be there telling this story? She was probably summoned. There's going to be people that's going to have to testify. They're going to be cross-examined. And then the other side's going to want to ask questions in regards to, well, you said this, you said that, you said this. How do you feel now that you've said this? Everybody's going to have to get on the stand and be open and honest because they're going to try and trip people up. You got to be careful because they're going to bring up old messages. They're going to bring up maybe voicemail messages. Be careful what you say and do. Be careful who you date. Now, you got to remember, Cassie might have been on something sending those messages. She might have still been on something. And remember, they said he OD'd. They said Cassie OD'd. It's amazing, and it's a trip that they're still here. They're still here. Many people are trying to say they need to be very careful of a mistrial. Very, very true. We got to continue to watch the plays. And what I mean by that, watch what's said by Cassie. Watch what's done by the courts. Watch what the attorneys are saying. Watch what other attorneys that are watching from the outside looking in, what they're seeing and what they're noticing. This is going to be a long, long, long process. At times, the girls are there, then they're not there. The baby mama of the youngest child is there. She's emotional in court. Now the girls aren't there. The sons are in the court. They're looking serious. And then they're looking excited. And then Diddy's looking serious. Then he's frustrated. So there's a lot that's going on. The jury's going to have to decide any wrongdoing. They're going to constantly pull on the heartstrings of the jury. Because you got to remember, the first few days, they were like, wow. This is what happened to Cassie. That's what happened with Cassie. She dated him, but then she went back. How do we not know it wasn't control of money, control of substance, control of everything? Oh, you're gonna work with this producer this week. Oh, really? Oh, she gets excited. Remember who was producing with Cassie said they felt that they wasted their time because a lot of that music and a lot of stuff she didn't come out. So people are speaking up. He had her working with people in the hopes that her career would skyrocket. Because remember, other women around her were doing well. They were achieving awards. So we don't know all that happened before, during. There's an award coming up. I'm going to get you prepared. Oh, this is coming up. I'm going to get you prepared. We're looking at a lot of Cassie messages. But we want to see the messages beforehand. We also want to see, this is Cassie's message. Did you call her? How many times did you call her around that message? So So you got to watch the play, y'all. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid because they're presenting messages. And if she was still on the substance sending that, how truthful can we believe that that's what she was really feeling and thinking? So she sent that message. Did you call her 4 or 5 times before that, after that? See? See? So people are like, well, look, she was asking for it. Look, she was saying she want. Oh, I wasn't healed from, and oh, this and that. How often? And then this is what y'all got to realize too. Do y'all remember before he went to jail or during the time he went to jail? You got to remember all the lawsuits that came out too. See, a lot of people aren't familiar with the lawsuits. We covered a lot of the lawsuit stuff 7, 8 months ago. There's just a new lawsuit that just came out. So you got to realize other people are speaking up and speaking out. We can't confirm or deny if that happened. If they don't have a police report, if they don't have a hospital record, I'm a side eye them too. But we got to believe victims, but you got to make sure you have proof. So that's the biggest thing. They're presenting what? No, you're crap, because you got to realize we covered the lawsuits, we covered the case, and we're watching the trial. And like I said, I'm not here to say he's going to go to jail for life. I'm not here to say he's going to get 10 years. I don't know. It's all up to the judge and jury. It's not even up to me, baby. This was a controlled situation and they were on substances. Now, let's watch and see how people that weren't on substances or they just work together. We're going to watch how things unfold. We're going to keep an eye on people that are testifying, and we're going to watch how the people are being cross-examined. Period. Okay, so let's get to a few different things. Cassie talked about how she admitted she was jealous of Kim. Yep, she testified how she was jealous of Kim. Now, did y'all know that he had OD? We talked about that. Now, they're basically saying Justin Bieber addresses Diddy's rumor, aiming whatever. Now, they're basically trying to say, remember all this? Go back and watch the interview in regards to Diddy's bodyguard and what he said about that day. I think, if I remember correctly, Scooter was in the room. Scooter was on Diddy's side over here. Scooter was over there. So y'all got to remember, he is a part of the industry. Okay, let's get to this. Cassie could not date. So he's saying Cassie testifies Diddy accused her of having an affair. How could she be having an affair? Was y'all in a committed, exclusive relationship? Or weren't you with Kim? Or did you break up with Kim? Were you with Gina? Were you with other women? Watch the play. She's having an affair, but what are you having? She was controlled. She could not date other people, y'all. He wanted her. Diddy wanted Cassie to crave him and only him. Even with the Kid Cudi situation. So she could not date other people? She could only date you? She could only be with you? And then remember how it's being stated that Cassie's friend got injured by Diddy. It just wasn't Cassie. It's being alleged Cassie's friend got injured by Diddy. That's when the friendship ended. Cassie's friend got injured. I don't know. It's being alleged that Cassie's friend either sued Cassie or something transpired or they paid Cassie's friend off. He didn't even want her to have really good friends. Some of her friends watched her go through the control. Some of her friends watched her go through it. Okay, y'all. Oh, and some people feel that way. They both decided to be in a situationship. They both decided to utilize and be on substances together, period. But Diddy was able to date others while Cassie was not. Let's get to this Dawn situation. Now, we're going to watch the play. let's take a step back. Remember, Dawn had put out a lawsuit against Diddy. Remember how it was stated that Dawn was locked in a vehicle and her dad had to help her come get out the vehicle, and then alleged the dad was threatened? Remember that? Remember that? I don't know what happened. It's being alleged that I think Dawn's lawsuit was dropped. Now she allegedly supposed to take the stand after Cassie. Now we don't know. Now I wonder if Dawn doesn't take the stand and it's Aubrey. There's going to be many people that's going to take the stand, and there's going to be many people that's going to have a lot to say in regards to the relationship, business relationship, and what has transpired. Now, I saw an interview that Dawn had the other day, and she talked about her relationship with Diddy. Dawn also talked about how alleged Diddy got her out her original contract and made her part of the band. And she spoke about loyalty. Remember? Aubrey O'Day has, from day one, Aubrey O'Day has spoke her mind, talked to whatever. Dawn has been back and forth. So with Dawn taking the stand, we're going to see how she does. We're going to see how she does, because Dawn has done different interviews. Many people are very, very particular about what they say in interviews. Many people are very particular in what they say in interviews and how they talk about him, because they don't want their career affected. You got to remember, Hollywood, Hollyweird. Hollywood, Hollyweird. Somebody, music could be shelved. Your acting career could be over. So during this trial, we have to really listen to what's being said, and we have to really listen to the cross-examine. Real talk. Aubrey was one of the ones that spoke her mind. Cassie admits she felt something. She felt jealousy. See how they're constantly putting that? Cassie couldn't be. Diddy wanted Cassie to want him and only him. The situation about the car, that's crazy. Why not let her go? Why not let her date Kid Cudi? That's the question. Why did you want to control what she was doing, what she was taking, and all that? Okay. This whole situation, I'm going to be general. Why is this going on? Why didn't this happen a long time ago? Why is this happening around the same time Diddy trial is happening? Oh, catch this tea, catch this tea. Yesterday, a guy did a video that, is it Megyn Kelly? Megyn Kelly said she saw Diddy at the Met Gala very close to one of the Kardashians. Did y'all catch that tea? Megyn Kelly made a statement that one of the K's and the J's was rubbing up and spending quality time very close to Diddy around the Met Gala time. Other people are going to be speaking out on different stuff, and we're going to have to catch a lot of media that's coming out. That came out on TMZ yesterday after 11, 12, 1 or 2, whatever. Go watch, go look at that video in regards to TMZ is also putting out stuff. So you really got to catch that tea about TMZ too. Did y'all catch that tea in regards to TMZ showing the video of DJ Khaled, French Montana, and how they were looking at DJ Khaled's phone and they were conversating? TMZ is going to be dropping gems, and you got to watch the play when TMZ drops the gems. You got to watch the play when TMZ drops the gems. So yesterday, Megyn Kelly didn't state which Kardashian Diddy was getting close to and rubbing up against. Remember how they took that picture at the Met Gala and everybody was in the mirror and Kylie took the picture? Many celebrities are going to be dropping gems during the trial. Okay? Let's continue. So go over to TMZ. It was talking about Megyn Kelly. Many celebrities are going to be dropping gems and making comments during this trial. Okay, so Justin Bieber's rep denies he is a victim of Diddy. This is what's being reported, y'all. This is what's being reported. I'm doing a quick live with y'all, telling y'all what's out there, what's being said. Because many people, I woke up and I saw this. They're saying they're denying Okay, because I can't confirm or deny if anything transpired with Justin or any situation. Do y'all remember? Okay, homework time. Go back and look at the interview when Justin Bieber was being questioned. Go back and look at the interview when Justin was being questioned about Usher. So let's see what happens in regards to, will Usher testify? Will Justin testify? But right now, Justin reps are saying he's not a victim of Diddy. Why is this just now coming out? Why didn't this come out 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 months ago? It's coming out during the trial. Watch the plays, y'all. Watch the plays. Watch the plays. I'm telling y'all stuff that other people probably ain't catching. Okay, let's talk about Aubrey real briefly. Aubrey has pretty much always spoke her mind. Let's go back 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months ago, right? Aubrey had told everybody, don't sign a new NDA. If you want me to give you $800 or $900, I'll do that. Don't sign a new NDA. Y'all remember when Diddy went on interviews saying, oh yeah, had to change her heart. I might want to let everybody have, some of the rights too. Aubrey said, don't do it. I will give you guys the money. Let's see if Aubrey takes the stand, if there's messages, um, how she felt, and then let's watch the cross examine about Aubrey if she takes the stand. They're allegedly saying after Cassie testimony and after the cross examine, it's supposed to be allegedly Dawn. We can't confirm or deny, but the judge said, get your next witness ready. So people are going to be flying in. They don't know the exact date of when they're supposed to speak, but they got to get those people ready. So let's see how, because Aubrey has pretty much always taught how she felt, gave them a piece of her mind, said, I don't care. Aubrey's pretty much has always spoke how she felt, right? We don't know who slept with, you know what I'm saying? So one moment she could be really upset with Diddy. Another moment he might have, we don't know. The industry, people are controlled, period. People are controlled. One minute they're upset with you, even in any relationship. One minute you cool with your friend, another minute you upset and y'all arguing. So we're going to watch people's testimony. We're going to watch the cross examine, and then we're going to watch what transpires in regards to these relationships unfold. He's been allegedly able to get away with X, Y, and Z. Nobody could touch him. Nobody, people were fearful. With the Cassie lawsuit, remember, Cassie had wrote a book, tried to give it to Diddy. Diddy wasn't interested. He didn't care. He didn't care. But then what happened? Diddy paid Cassie off within a 24 to 48-hour period, whatever it was. Cassie was paid, but Cassie's on that stand. Cassie's in front of her husband telling how she felt about him, what she wanted, what she needed. Her husband is sitting in the courtroom. I cannot imagine a husband sitting there listening to the relationship of an ex. Everybody, there's a lot going on, there's a lot of play. It's just not about Cassie. Other people are going to testify, take the stand, and tell how they feel. You got to go back and look at what they are charging him with. They're not done. People are in a rush for this to be done and over and to make a decision. Oh, it don't seem like this and it don't seem like that. And oh yeah, Cassie made it seem like. Cassie and anybody else has to be open and honest when they take that stand. Period. Because if you're not open and honest, they're going to catch you up and they're going to make you look like you're the problem. So everybody needs to be cautious about what's said, what's being done, and and this is the thing. I do videos and I tell you what the news is saying, and then later on in the night, I listen to some of my male favorite podcasters, YouTubers. I listen to what they saw in the trial. One of my favorites, he is doing an amazing job. He's in the courtroom, some are in the overflow, and they're doing an amazing job writing these notes. There's other reporters that's typing notes and sending it out. So everybody's doing it their own way and bringing you guys the trial information. So we're going to watch and listen to everybody's testimony, and we're going to watch the cross examine, and we're going to watch the evidence that's presented. Diddy has a lot of lawyers. He's paying a lot of money, but you got to remember his bond was denied each time. We don't know all the evidence that they have. We don't know all the videos they have. We don't know all the messages they have. But watch the play. Watch the play. Yes, watch the play. Like the video, you guys. There's probably about 5,000 people in the video. If you're watching from a phone, press 1. Double tap that screen to hit the like. If you're watching from a phone, press 1. Double tap that screen to hit the like button. The like button is the thumbs up. Please hit the like. And don't forget to subscribe. There's about 899 in the building. I need everybody to please subscribe. I'll bring y'all to TTT. I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I know a lot of people, and we listen, we learn, and we pay attention to a lot. Keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting that like button. That's why my page is a little different. That's why I went from 3,000 subscribers 9 months ago to now having almost 35K, almost 36K. I pay attention to stuff, and I listen to some very smart women. I listen to attorneys. I listen to some very smart street guys. Some of my guy friends and my boo would be like, "Babe, I wouldn't think you would be listening to this." I said, "You got to listen to certain street guys too, because they bring the information." Like last night, y'all, there was a YouTuber that brought up Dawn's interview. I would have never thought about that interview. I remember the interview, but I would have never thought about that interview again until he brought it up. So I pay attention. My boo, my bae said, "Bae, you catch a lot of stuff. You catch a lot of great information." And that's why people tune in. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. And you know what? Yes, like the video, like the video. Yeah, there was almost 1,300 people in the building. And you got to get the likes up. Thank you. It's important to listen to a lot of different pages so you listen and learn and catch things. DJ Academics is doing a great job in regards to covering the case. Make It Make Sense is doing an amazing job. And Armand Wiggins, baby, Armand Wiggins is doing an amazing job. Oh, you appreciate me. I appreciate you too. Armand Wiggins is one of my favorites. I will stop what I'm doing to listen to Armand. Yes, I will. Has he always made the best decisions? No. Has he made look people ticked off? Yes. But Armand does an amazing job covering this trial, covering the details, covering the messages, covering the cross examine. I really enjoy watching Armand at night cover the trial. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. And make it make sense, baby. But and you guys think about this. Are some of these people that's bringing this in, are they gonna need therapy after this? Are some of these YouTubers and people that's in the courtroom, are they gonna need therapy after this? I'm concerned about a lot of them. I really am. I'm even concerned about Cassie's husband, baby. It takes a strong man to be with a woman in regards to her situation with Diddy. You understand? It takes a strong man to sit in the courtroom and listen to what happened in regards to Cassie and Diddy. Okay. So is there anything else? It's sad. Chris Brown was arrested. There's a lot going on there. Okay. There's another thing I want to get to. Thing. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Be patient. Be patient. Yeah. Many people are just coming in. Did you guys know this happened? Read the screen. Okay. Like I said, Cassie was expected to be with Diddy, and he didn't want her dating nobody else. Okay, yes, Cassie admitted she was jealous of Kim. I'm just doing an overview. Diddy dated Kim. Diddy dated Gina. Now, Gina did an interview back, but Gina kept getting back with Diddy too, many times, because a lot of the women say he's very charming. Cassie tried to date outside of, and what happened? And look how he treated her. She made choices, though. Don't think I don't see it. She made choices. What people will do for love, and there's a controlling situation. I'm not going to play the music. Okay, we're about to get to it.
Of course, Cassie Ventura is one of the key witnesses, the star witnesses for the prosecution here in New York City, in Manhattan, in the courtroom. And Yeah, I mean, it was the day of all days.
Like
They
the video,
really
like the
needed
video.
to key in on Cassie's involvement with all of this. Because if you look at the indictment, the original indictment, it's all about freak-offs and how Sean Combs set up this big enterprise, this big sex trafficking enterprise, paying people, transporting escorts to have sex with Cassie. I mean, it was explosive. It was disgusting to hear the allegations. And really, Cassie had to get into it all. And it was the first time in 6 years that they had seen each other. So really, it was something to see. I mean, they haven't seen each other since Kim Porter's funeral.
See?
And for Diddy to see her for the first time, it was just all very interesting. He's stoic. He's not doing much. He's listening. So are his family and friends. So it's really interesting to see.
Okay, let's get to this Tory Lanez situation.
In a million years could you have told me that this would happen. This is deliverance. Let me explain to you. You're going to watch the clip. Let me happen. This is deliverance. Let me explain to you. You're going to watch the clip. Let me explain to you what this brother is talking about.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody.
This is not Quan. This is a security guard / driver hired by Kelsey during Tory Lanez's trial. And the driver, Bradley James, apparently has gone to Tory's new lawyers and said, I overheard Kelsey talking about what really happened. Not that shit she was saying on the stand. What really happened. And I'm coming to tell you this because I don't want to see an innocent man in prison. I don't think anybody wants to see an innocent man in prison. I think that the California courts would see an affidavit from Bradley James and rule that this is new evidence. This is not Quan. You had a chance to put Quan on. You made the strategic decision to not put Quan on even though he was available. This is a whole new witness talking about something that happened after the incident, that happened during the trial, where he overheard Kelsey essentially admit to committing the crime. You got to reopen that case. If you're a prosecutor, you better go talk to Mr. James and decide whether or not, based on his testimony, you want to try Kelsey. If you're a prosecutor and you haven't spoken to Bradley James within the next 24 hours, you should be ashamed of yourself. Never in a million years.
Okay, so if you guys are just coming in, it's being reported that there's new evidence they're trying to release Tory Lanez. It's being reported that Kelsey Harris, driver, spoke out. You got to remember, Kelsey pled the fifth. You got to remember also, Kelsey and Megan was cool. Why wasn't Kelsey and Megan cool after the situation with Tory, right? Wasn't it reported that Kelsey dated Tory and then Meg started dating Tory? Here nor there, they're feeling like there's new evidence and he should be released. You guys let me know. There's a petition that's out there. There's new evidence out there. When they said that there's going to be new evidence presented, that's when Tory got injured. When Tory was concerned that something would happen. It's because they were telling people, we have new evidence and we want to appeal what's happening. So many people are talking about Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, Kelsey. What party did they go to? And did that person that threw that party testify? The person that threw the party, did they testify? And remember how Tory was trying to teach many people in the industry how to do better and not sign these contracts. They didn't like that. Tory made some bad calls. Tory made some bad decisions, but there's new information that's trying to release Tory. So however you feel, a judge jury is going to have to decide in regards to the Diddy case. A just jury is going to have to decide in the Tories case. So a lot is going on. A lot is going on. And Kelsey pled the fifth. So she's not going to come out and say da 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 da, because that's going to be perjury in many people's opinions. So there's a lot going on. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, I was ready to go this morning, y'all. I did some shorts this morning, so a lot of stuff that I'm showing you right now, I did shorts regarding it. So if I went really fast in regards to the titles, you can go look at my shorts. I was on one today. I was on one. I've been up early. So I have some stuff I have to take care of. That's why I'm doing my live now. This is a good time for me. So I appreciate you guys. We covered Diddy, Cassie, Kim Porter. Um, Diddy was controlling, and Diddy wanted Cassie to himself. Diddy did not want Cassie dating nobody else. So in regards to the Tory Lane stuff, I've been trying to add it when I could. And we'll see what happens in regards to Tory Lanez. We'll see what's going to happen in regards to Diddy, Cassie, and, their relationship. They talked about a lot of the messages in regards to between Cassie and Diddy. And they talked about how old she was, how they dated, things that he introduced her to. Now, I was watching, I told you I listened to quite a few people. I'll give them about 15 minutes, then I'm cutting it off. I was listening to guys back in the day saying, I didn't realize the diddler was on stuff. And they said back in the day, he barely drank anything. So who introduced Diddy to the substances? Who introduced Diddy to that lifestyle? Or did he just want to turn up because he was, what's the word when you become older and you just kind of get bored? Guys with, small things, get big cars, and you start to get older. Did he start to feel himself feeling, okay, she's a beautiful girl. We're going to take the carpets. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We don't know everything that happened in regards to him and Kim. R.I.P. to Kim Porter. R.I.P. to Kim Porter. But this situation, this dating situation, he wanted Cassie to be with him and only him. And he wanted to control her emotions. That's why we're seeing the messages that we're seeing. I miss you. I want you. When can I see you? Let's do this again. But I only want to be with you. And you see the difference between his relationship. See, y'all notice this? Be real. Let's talk about it. There was a difference in regards to his relationship with Kim Porter. R.I.P. to Kim Porter. There's a difference in his relationship with Cassie. And then it seems to be a different relationship in regards to Young Miami. Y'all notice that? Watch the play, y'all. Watch the play. I appreciate everyone for being here, tuning in. I love all y'all. Be kind. Focus on healthy, safe relationship. I appreciate that message has stuck with me. Focus on healthy, safe relationship. This situation, so unhealthy in every aspect. And on his side, and on her side. As y'all see, I'm not telling y'all how to decide, how to feel. We just see there's controlling situation. Cassie did stuff, Diddy did stuff, and they were on substances, period. And Diddy's side came out and said, he has anger issues, alleged. He has a issue with substances, and so did Cassie. So we're going to find that other people didn't have issues with substances. Let's see what happens in regards to his driver, his chef, his gardener, what his business team saw, his financial people, what they were paying. What did Cassie do? What did she do for money? Was he paying her bills? And if she messed up, was her bills not paid and you had to do something else to get those bills paid? Oh, they're both not innocent. But see, I get that men are saying, look how he treated. And you got to remember, I wouldn't want what happened to her happen to no mom, no niece, no nephew. I wouldn't want this to happen to a guy or a nephew. Relationships can be very toxic. And you got to get out of a toxic situation. But he did not want Cassie with nobody else but him. But he could date other people, but she was not able to really date. Look what happened. People were saying, why did she leave? We saw what happened when she left. We saw what happened when she left. We saw the video. And we're hearing alleged what happened when she tried to date somebody else. He's in jail. She's not. He's on trial. She's not. Look at some of the business situations that he's been in. And we got to keep remembering that. And I've said it from day one. He's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. A judge and jury is going to have to decide if there's any wrongdoing, period. Yep. We'll see. We'll see. It was a toxic situation and a substance situation. Not good. I don't wish this on any mother or daughter. Nope. For years, she got used. For years. And that's the one thing, you got to be able to listen to different people talk about them. He kept her busy. He kept her busy, had her thinking and feeling, you're going to work with this producer, you're going to work with that producer. What music did we get? And then go back. Think about when she did have the performance. In that performance, she could barely hear herself. Who knows if that was plot plan? I always talk about plot plan. I always try and debunk stuff that I hear. My page ain't perfect. I don't pretend to be perfect, but I hear a lot of stuff. I hear a lot of stuff. A lot of people try and benefit off people. Who isn't in a relationship if you don't try and benefit and you don't try and make each other better? This was a toxic relationship. This was a toxic relationship, period. But let's look at his other relationships. Cassie's in a healthy relationship right now. Was he in a healthy relationship before he went to jail? He was dating Young Miami. Was he in a healthy relationship before he went to jail? Go back and look at some of Young Miami's interviews. Cassie's now married with kids and she has a husband. He was still single, dating Young Miami and possibly alleged others. Look at the difference in regards to the relationship now. Cassie's free from drugs. She now has children. And she's married to a man that's sitting in court listening to her past relationship with Diddy. It takes a strong man to be with Cassie. It takes a strong man to deal with, she had substance issues. It takes a strong man to sit in that courtroom and hear the messages of what she felt about this man because she was on substances. Will Cassie and her husband make it? I don't know. I don't know too many men that would keep going to court. And yesterday, Armand talked about how red Cassie's husband's face was when they were reading the messages Cassie was sending Diddy. Cassie's husband's face was so red. And the messages was right there in front of his face and he couldn't even look at it. Because you got to realize, this is his wife. And they're talking about a past relationship. They broke up in 2017, 18. They broke up in 2018. Last time Cassie was in Diddy's presence, Kim Porter's funeral. R.I.P. to Kim Porter. I'll keep saying that. R.I.P. to Kim Porter. If Kim was still here, how parallel would Cassie and Kim Porter's situation be? Will we hear from Gina? Will we hear from other ex-girlfriends? Y'all, he's the one in jail. Be careful. Talk with your nieces. Talk with your mothers. Talk with your aunts. You good? You in a healthy relationship? You need some help? You need to get out? Talk with your guy friends. Are they in healthy relationships? Talk with your guy friends. And a lot of us are concerned. What happened to Kim? What happened to Kim? We're hearing what Cassie went through. He's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. I can't confirm or deny. I wasn't there. I'm just giving my opinion. We hear the horrible things that happened with Cassie. We hear it. Are you guys surprised she didn't injure him from what she went through? Are y'all surprised? Yeah, there should definitely been police reports, hospital records. People were scared to go to police. People were scared to go to hospital. When her eye got injured, he brought in a plastic surgeon to fix her eye. So go back and listen to the relationship he had and the people that's no longer with us. You really got to pay attention. The relationships he's had and people that's no longer with us. Some people say things on Cassie's side didn't look good. Some people say Cassie did good because she was open and honest. A lot going on. A lot going on. Rubbing my eyes. Let me see. So, this is not just a trial about Diddy Cassie. More people are going to testify. More people are going to speak up. More people are going to talk. Let me think of anything else that transpired of what they talked about. They talked about Diddy ODing, Cassie OD'd before. Um, was Cassie and Diddy together when he OD'd? I don't know. They talked about what happened in court. They talked about the messages. They talked about the messages she sent. But we should also be able to see the calls he made to her prior and after. If they're just showing text messages, she still could have been, on something. So we got to keep an eye on a lot of stuff, you guys. We got to keep an eye on a lot of stuff because a lot of stuff is being said. A lot of things is happening. The conversations are happening. The first few days, people are like, wow, Cassie went through a lot. And now they're kind of giving her side eye. It's like, what? You sent him messages about what? She was still probably on something. And he probably was too. Right now, they're both clear of substances, allegedly. All comments are alleged, just our opinion. But I definitely thank everyone for being here. I definitely thank everyone for tuning in. Focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. This was a controlled situation. Cassie could not date outside of him. He wanted her to yearn being with him, spending time with him. He wanted to control her career and her emotions in certain situations. And then she also wanted to say, hey, when are you coming out here? I want to be with you. If that's what I have to do. And you got to realize some people aren't paying attention to a lot of this stuff. I watch YouTubers say I don't know everything that's going on. It's like, oh, it's very clear you don't know. But he wanted to control what, when, and it's almost like you could be with me after you do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, it's almost like you can be with me after you do X, Y, Z. So this whole situation's toxic. It was toxic. Period. Mothers, keep an eye on your daughters. Mothers, keep an eye on your sons. Fathers, keep an eye on your daughters. Fathers, keep an eye on your sons. Period. This is what the page is about. Lesson learned. Trying to put out good, trying to focus on what's being said, what's being done. Focus on the testimony, focus on the cross examination, and focus on what was said after the cross examination. He's in jail, she's not. Okay? So I appreciate you all for being here. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I appreciate, yeah, very toxic. And then they tried to, what's the word? Well, what was he like if he hadn't taken anything? Irritated, you know? So it's interesting of how they're unfolding things. We're gonna watch how they treat everybody that comes in. Because you gotta realize when you get on that stand, they're gonna make you look away as well. Yeah, parents, raise your children correctly. Parents, raise your children correctly. Check on them. You guys, don't do anything that's gonna get you caught up in jail. Because them jails it's scary up in jail. Some of these people felt that they could not go to the police or hospital. Why is that? Why is it that he didn't take her to the hospital? Private plastic surgeons were brought in when she got injured. Yeah, say no to drugs. I saw a picture and I almost took a picture of that for y'all. Say no to drugs and say yes to tacos. I saw a picture that says say no to drugs and say yes to tacos. I was cracking up yesterday. This isn't all I do, but I am so kind of concerned about some of these people that's covering this trial. Are they going to be okay after it? I know I'm going to be. I shut down. I do whatever I got to do to, detach. But I listen to what I need to listen to kind of bring a good show to you guys. And I hope y'all appreciate it. Continue to hit the like button. If you're watching from a phone, double tap that screen, you guys. We had about 5,000, 6,000 people in here. I need more likes. Double tap the screen. Please, 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 please. Yes, I see your message. The children are in court. The mom's in court. If you're watching from a phone, press 1. Please double tap that screen if you're watching from a phone. Press 1. We got about 414 people in the building. Please make sure all 414. Don't forget to subscribe. We're almost at 36K. 9 months ago, I was at 3,000 subscribers. So I know y'all like the show. We go fast. I don't be talking about the same weird stuff on and on. We go fast over here. And a lot of people can keep up. Yes, they can. A lot of people are keeping up. I bring y'all to TTT, and a lot of times I play videos from like the news because the news is going to present it. They got to go through, journalists. They have to go through attorneys before they can say XYZ. So that's why a lot of times I'll bring you guys content from the news. But today, I kind of wanted to just talk to y'all. Yep. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. I might go live later, 12, 1, 2, 3, or 4. I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate you all being here. So copyright disclaimer, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. Everyone have a great day. Goodbye. Be blessed. Be blessed. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. And thank you. Continue to hit the like button, you guys. Continue to hit the like button. Whether you believe it or not, this is a controlled relationship. He's in jail. She's not. Let's look at all the relationships he's had, all the business partners he's had. Let's hear what's going to happen in regards to people that work for him. Okay? Goodbye, everyone. Be blessed.